Alright, today we're installing 1.5" ball joint spacers on independent front suspension pickups and 4Runners between 86 and 95. So anyway, here's the ones I got. Build aluminum. Don't get the cast ones. 1.5" wide, or thick I mean. Some cheap hardware that came with them. I ordered better hardware. I'm just going to put these on. They'll be on there for like a day or two. They're not going to be doing anything serious, you know. So. And there's the upper ball joint. See the other video about how to install new ball joints and tie rod ends. First step is to install something between the upper control arm there and the bump stop. That way the suspension doesn't fully droop. I just put in a big socket, and then jack it up and take the wheel off. This will allow the front end to drop a lot more once you disconnect from the upper control arm. That way you'll have space to put in that ball joint spacer. Then you want to disconnect the top mount of the shock absorber. That's done. Then you can remove the sway bar link, which is also done. Now we're going to put that floor jack right underneath the bottom of the lower ball joint. I'm going to loosen up the 4 nuts up here. Alright, so we got the nuts and bolts off there. Now we're just going to slowly lower this thing down. Try not to let it rest on the brake line. You don't want to cause it to start leaking. Now we need to trim up this lip right here, just so that ball joint spacer fits in there. Done. I'm just going to put a little bit of spray paint on there to keep it from rusting. Done. Now let's fit up the spacer and line up the steering knuckle. Done. If you haven't done it in a while, it's probably a good time to grease up your ball joints. Now you can install your sway bar links. Alright, then you want to install your shock absorber with the spacer, which I did. And then you want to let it go to full droop. Lock the hub and check that the CV joint doesn't bind. Mine's good. Make sure that your shocks are not limiting travel. Mine are not, so we're good there too. Go ahead and do the other side. Last thing to do is get a full alignment on your front end, because your caster camber and toe will all be changed by this modification.